As you can see, this is legendary, and behind this door there's an awakening party, and we all played legendary DOA and we know what to expect behind this door. So I'm just rushing in with a very special build, and it's the kind of build that the more enemies around you the better. So let's take a look. So about the build you just saw, the other day I was showing some of my builds to Zenobia and a couple other guys in Discord. I don't remember who exactly, so I'm sorry. I think it was Zeke and I don't know. Sorry. um, but yeah, then I showed the deflector shield build, and yeah, he was in disbelief that I was just rushing a bunch of legendary enemies with a tiny shield, and I wasn't going down at all. Um, even when the mini tanks were shooting me and all the drones coming, but yeah, the drones, the kamikaze drones and the grenades, they break the shield pretty easy. Um, so we try to avoid those at all costs. But yeah, let's take a look. I'll try not to make a very long video because that will bore people to hell. So yeah, here we go. So build consists in 4 pieces bulwark. The holster is an improvised, and the backpack is Alp Summit backpack with adrenaline rush. Adrenaline rush works good for this build because we're always surrounded by enemies at let's say 90% of the time. So it will give us bonus armor constantly. The way the shield works and the restore and the artificer hive works, there's a balance between repair skills and skill damage. So I have the backpack and holster with skill repairs and skill damage. This is an improvised holster. I had to do an improvised holster because I needed an extra mod slot. In this case I'm using protection from elites, and I will explain in a bit. So skill damage, repair skills. The same goes for the backpack, skill damage and repair skills, and protection from elite mods. Then we must have the bulwark chest because of the fourth piece bonus. When the shield or the player takes damage, it repairs both for 25% over 10 seconds, and the chest piece will give you 35 instead of 25. So as long as we keep taking it's counterintuitive, but as long as we keep taking damage, either on the shield or on the player, both get repaired. 35 for 10 seconds, and then another 35 over 10 seconds if we keep taking the damage. So as far as I know, it doesn't stack, so after 10 seconds you can repair again. It's a passive thing, so we don't need to do anything except take damage. Oh, again, chest piece is with skill damage, and then the mask I have with repair skills and a protection from elite mods. Primary and secondary weapon, it doesn't matter. I have Kingbreaker and a shotgun with flatline. Since we're using the technician, I can have the laser there to pulse enemies, and at least I'll have some sort of backup damage if I need to. Another important piece of the build is the Liberty. If you shoot body with Liberty, it creates a stack of damage, and as long as you keep shooting the body, that damage, you keep doing the damage. You don't lose your stacks. You only lose your stacks if you perform a headshot. Performing a headshot consumes the stacks and fixes your shields. So we already have one system here fixing the shield, and then we have another system here that can repair the shield, and then we have a third system to repair the shield. It's the Artificer Hive. Now the balance has to be done here. Shields will scale on tier by both armor cores and yellow cores, because this is a skill. So yellow core skill tier will raise the tier of the shield, but also the blue cores will raise the tier of the shield. So if we go here, we can see that it's tier 6, and we have the blues and the yellow. Now, why in this build we need only 2, at least the way I see it, the way I think it's more balanced, is that if we only have 2 yellow tiers, one from the backpack and one for free with the here with the technician class. And this is for the Artificer Hive. So if you drop the Artificer Hive on the floor like this, it's going to fix the shield. It's going to boost the shield, also repairing it. But it's going to use, if we take damage, it will consume all those charges, and then it goes on a cooldown. Now, if it's on our back, every time, every now and then, in this case exactly 7 seconds, it will release a charge that will fly to the shield and fix it. Now, if we look here, it says repairs, skill repair 57%, and refresh is 7 seconds. So it means that every 7 seconds, a charge will fly from here and hit the shield, fixing it for a certain amount. If we go higher in the skill tiers, and I'll show you, just equip a piece with a skill tier. Detected. Location guarded by hostiles. The Artificer Hive has a higher repair skill, but it only refreshes every 9 seconds. This means that we're going to have to take damage for additional 2 seconds to get a little bit stronger heal. And that can translate into disaster because I rather have a slightly less repair every 7 seconds than having to wait whole 9 seconds taking damage on the shield. And I've tried this way and I've died more often than if I had only 7 seconds cycle on the repair from the hive. So, but I mean, everyone can try and test this and find their sweet spot. For me, I think this is the sweet spot, having 57 repair over every 7 seconds, rather than taking extra damage for 2 additional seconds. And the thing is, the shield is 8.4 million hit points. So that isn't much to be taking damage for almost 10 seconds. So even though we have a lot of repair systems going on, I rather have it this way. So this shield is both it does skill damage, so it's a deflector. So depending on the weapon hitting us, our average damage is this. It's 239,000. If you add more skill damage to the build, it does more. And if you add a little bit more repair skills, it will also do here. It will be a little bit higher, but you lose skill damage if you do so. It's pretty simple. There's nothing special to it. The grenade is the EMP grenade. It's very handy if you want to disable drones, the mini tanks, I mean, warhounds, or even the healing boxes from the Black Tusk or White Tusk. It's kind of handy, actually, to be able to go around, take a lot of punishment, and disable those things. And with the deflector shield, when all these other systems are failing to repair it, you just can use the stacks on your Liberty, you shoot them in the head, and it repairs the shield. So that's very straightforward mechanic, nothing special here. There are other gear sets that been introduced more recently that also give repair skills. I haven't tried with those. This is quite an old build that I've made a long time ago. There are others on if you go on YouTube, you'll probably find some sort of the same build but with different pieces. I don't know. I normally don't follow the content creators for the Division 2. Yeah, but that's it. And about the mods, like I said before, I have protection from elite mods because red and purple enemies, when you deploy the shield, they will hit you straight on the shield. They will only target the shield. You can use this to your advantage. You can actually let the reds and purples shoot at you, and then you divert the damage to elite enemy. On the other hand, elite enemies will often aim at the player's head more often than other types of, other enemies like purples or reds. So having the protection from elites will also help you survive elite enemies' attacks because they don't aim at the shield that often. So the purples and the reds, they only see the shield, but the other guys will also shoot at your head every now and then. So since it's the small shield, only covers a little bit of the body, we're gonna take hits in other parts. So that's why the protection from elites. You can try armor on kill; it will work as well. Whatever. It's up to if you want to try this build, it's up to you to modify it and see what it works best for you. But like you just saw in the first clip, with this setup you can just take a lot of punishment and yeah, and it's kind of fun just to stay there in the middle of a bunch of enemies and just don't die. Don't die, motherfucker. Um, yeah. Um, I've soloed the DUA legendary all the way up to the garage, but you know the kamikaze drones and the grenades from the mini tanks and the grenadiers, they just rip you apart. And since I don't have any other means of actually doing a lot of damage rather than the shield, when that happens in the garage, I normally failed there to go all the way through um, on the legendary with with this build. But yeah, in comparison to other DPS builds, yeah, you can survive the garage slightly better if you had an extra person um, with you, like I don't know, even a healer and a guy with this, you can definitely complete DOA without any issue. Um, yeah, that's just it. I would actually I would love to try this build uh, at the final boss on DOA, see how it holds against his bleeding bullets. Um, and yeah, well, yeah, that's the build. And like you saw, it's pretty solid. It works, and yeah, have fun. Um, yeah, by the way, I found this. I can't do anything with this door, and I can definitely come down here, and this is here. So if you guys know what this is, if there is any hidden box that we need to shoot to open that door, it's intriguing to say the least. And oh shit, wait. Yeah, play with the balls. Oh fuck, not again. Balls in the face. Jesus.